Okay, welcome to your weekend update. It is the 1st of August now. So a lot of things happening. You know, July has just passed. And so let's go ahead and get into all the news that is fit to print, or in this case, video. Hey, my name is Eric, and you know, I like to put these weekly videos out for you, giving you the latest news of what's happening in the nation and of course the Las Vegas area. And if you like the news that you're hearing, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, and of course leave a comment. Help the YouTube algorithm, help more people find this content out there. And if you need to contact me for anything, my contact information is of course below. Okay, to start this off, we're going to talk about is refinancing. As you know, interest rates have gone down again, and right now we don't know how long we're going to be able to have this little vacation. If you have not financed your home, and let's say you have 4 and 5%, or you took out some kind of a program for first-time home buyers, now may be the time that you go ahead and refinance, because it could save you a lot of money, especially over the 10, 20, 30 years if you're going to stay in your home that long. Look at this little chart that I have here. See how much money you can save. Now this is showing it at 3.25%. Right now interest rates are under 3%, which means you can save even more than that. So if you need a little bit of help with that and you're in the Las Vegas area, just reach out to me. I'll put you in contact with some kind of lender that will help you out with that and get those interest rates down. And especially if you're a veteran, you know, you have that streamlined loan, so you don't have to worry about anything. You get that done just like that. Next up, we're going to talk about something I've been talking about for the last few weeks, has been what's been happening with the investor market. It's been going wild. A third of all home transactions here in the Las Vegas area and throughout the country right now have been investors. Right now, investors are dominating about 31 of the top markets in the country. And guess what? Las Vegas is in the top 31, and they are having a negative impact for the number of houses on the market. In other words, they are taking houses out of the market for multiple reasons, which we'll get into later. And the big thing is, prior to the pandemic, they were used to offering 15 to 20% less than the value of a home, because it's like, hey, it's cash, you know, they want a value. Well, that's not happening anymore. They know they have to come in and offer what the house is worth now, which is really squeezing out home buyers, especially the first-time home buyer, because that cash is just coming in, snapping up all of that market. It's almost like the Thanos snap. Inventory is gone. And of course, you know, yesterday that the eviction moratorium has ended. So those of you who are renters, you can now be evicted, and there's a lot of issues going on with that. Now, one of the first things to talk about is you cannot be evicted today. They have to give you 30 days of notice, and the government has come out. There are several programs out there to help you. First of all, you need to go and seek the help. Believe it or not, no one is going to come to you and say, hey, please, here are all your resources. Or at least here in the state of Nevada, the governor has reached out. If you look at this article here, he is asking you to seek help. Seek help now. Today may be Sunday, tomorrow is Monday. Go and reach out to those state resources. Don't hide under a shell. Don't stick your head in the sand. Go and do something, because once you're out on the street, there's nothing anybody can do. This moratorium for the 30 days, it doesn't matter if the owner's house is in forbearance or anything else, it still sticks. Even though the moratorium is over, you have to give them 30 days. But for those of you who are affected, as far as renters go seek help. Another part of this, look at this article. The Biden administration was looking into extending it again, and then, you know, the Supreme Court, they overruled the EPA in their moratorium and said no, it was unconstitutional. The Biden administration decided not to unilaterally act and said Congress needed to act. Congress talked about it for 30 seconds as normal and then left town and went on vacation. So that is over. It is not going to be extended. And getting back to the subject I talked about just a few seconds ago and that I've been talking about for the last week or two, if those videos have aired yet, the built to rent is becoming a phenomenon nationwide. So some of the largest home builders, along with some of the largest equity firms that rent out to people, have started to combine, or not combine, but form a partnership, and they're going to start building huge suburbs of nothing but rental homes. Right now, that is 6% of the market, and it's planning to continue to grow year over year all the way through 2024. And here's the thing. If you need to build your way out of a housing crisis, and we're 6 million houses behind, those builders who are now building these rent-to-own subdivisions, I'm sorry, for rental subdivisions, not rent-own, for rent subdivisions, that's taking their resources away from building a house you may need to buy, to own, so you can build equity. So that's something to look out for. And as that continues to ramp up, it's going to become more problems for you, and housing is going to become more scarce, and then you're going to be spending your time enriching someone else. So think about how you're going to enrich yourself instead of someone else, because long term, remember, the majority of most Americans' net worth is in their homes. So if you don't own that home, that net worth is going to someone else, and not you and your family and your children. Now on to some good news. According to Zillow, housing inventory is rebounding. It's up 3.9% because more people are starting to put their houses on the market. The good thing about that is, of course, the buyers, you now have a little bit more choice. And like I've been talking about, you know, those offers of 15, 20,000 in the local market here of Las Vegas over the list price, you know, that's gone away. Now it's, you know, maybe 5,000. Although this week I was looking at a townhome to put an offer in on, and somebody had already put an offer for almost 30,000 over. Just blew my mind, but hey, it is what it is. Sellers are still listing for more than houses are worth. People are still making the offers on them. Here's the thing. This is what's still happening this week, and hopefully by the end of the summer, this is going to end. They're still expecting you to make up the appraisal difference. So this needs to end, because this is what's driving up housing prices. Is I want $350,000 for my house, even though it's really worth $325. You need to come up with the difference. No, before it was they're asking $350. You know, you had to put an offer of $370. And it was worth $325, and you had to make up the difference. But, you know, so it's getting a little tighter, and hopefully it'll be back to, you know, I'll pay $5,000 over appraisal, or no, it's the appraised price. We need to get back to that, to get back to a normal housing market. And finally, for the national news, the big iBuyers are back at it. Remember, they did a pause last year when the pandemic started, where they basically pulled out, you know, gave people whatever money that they promised them up front and then skedaddled. Well, they are back, and they are back with a passion. I've been talking about this, and offers I've been putting in for iBuyers are just through the roof, and they're even better because, you know, they used to come in and say, hey, let's say you offer XYZ on a house, and then they'll come in and then they'll have these huge fees. Those huge fees, no more. They're really reasonable. They're less than real estate commissions to get full price on your house. Next, they used to come in and then start doing inspection and then demanding all of these repairs on the house, you know, as a credit back. This last one we did, no, when I do my offers, because I'm certified and everything, I'll go in and say, okay, it needs this amount of repairs. They came back when their repairs, it was like half of what I said it needed to be. I was just blown away. It's like they want this house. So it's just blowing me away how much they want this stuff now and what they're willing to pay and give folks. And what's really cool with these iBuyers now, this seller can stay like 3 days rent free, and you can stay up to 90 days with a lease back. So you don't have to sit there and worry about things like if you're trying to find another house, you can sell your house now, lease it back, not worry about all this negotiation stuff, get a full price, have the money in your pocket, go find another house. It's a great deal for you. Now let's go ahead and finish this off. Let's talk real quick about the Las Vegas news. So the visitation numbers are way back up. We're almost to pre-pandemic levels, if not better. So things are looking great for Las Vegas. The only thing is we are now, as of June 30th, back into the mask. But walking around June 30th, it didn't seem like many people were complying. So we're going to see how long before it gets bad again, because the numbers are up for COVID. Fortunately, the economy has not taken a toll yet. There's a lot of rumor and stuff going around. So to keep this from getting political, I'm going to cut out all rumor and just talk about facts. June 30th, mask mandate back for Nevada. And a lot of people are not complying right now. That's all I'm going to say. We've already talked about the interest rates. They are way down. Don't know. Some of the predictions say that they're going to go back up again. So I don't know. You may want to lock that in if you can. If you're looking for a house, go ahead and get with your lender. Get that lock done, because you can lock in for 45, 60 days. At the very least, lock for 30 if you can. If you're in a home loan, I don't know if it's going to go any lower than it is right now. This is the surprising one. Las Vegas has the highest unemployment rate of any large metropolitan area in the country right now at 9.6%. Yet our housing market is just through the roof every month, higher and higher. I take this before the new numbers came out for August. They don't come out until midnight tonight, so I won't be able to put that out there, but you'll see them in my next housing update. I don't know. It just defies gravity. Right before the pandemic happened, Las Vegas had an unemployment rate of 3.6%. So from 3.6% to shooting up to almost 10%. The next large city with their unemployment rate is Los Angeles. They're currently at 9.5%, so just a little bit behind us. The lowest in the country right now happens to be Salt Lake City. Good for you guys. And as I discussed earlier, the governor has said go ahead and apply for that stuff. No one's going to come looking for you. You need to go and get that rental assistance that you need. It is out there from the state. Contact your state agencies and get whatever information that you can so you can be assisted before you get put out on the streets, because you got 30 days from you watching this video. Now this one's going to be now you know what, I'm going to save this one, you guys. Did a report on the virus and what it did to the city. It cost Las Vegas tourism $34 billion, and it was the worst hit city in the United States, while simultaneously on the same page talking about we had the greatest recovery month in the world. So interesting how the newspapers can put things. We still have the issue with the shortage of supplies, and one area that is affecting is affordable housing. There are some major projects that are being stalled right now because they don't have the money to pay for the supplies. You know, lumber is up. Other things that I've been talking about are up. You know, air conditioning, drywall, the electrical components, because they're finishing houses and they cannot finish the electrical components, so they just continue to build the houses and they'll put the electrical components in later. And it's kind of like cars. You know how cars have gone up? they finish the cars and they'll put the microchips in later. And I don't know if you've seen the latest. They're actually shipping the cars to the dealerships now that are incomplete, and they're going to train the technicians how to complete the cars. That's going to be interesting. Now let's end this one on an interesting yet controversial note. This one is for, I think you call it the 420 crowd. I've never imbibed, so I don't know what it's called. I think it's called the 420 movement. So, cannabis or marijuana, Mary Jane, the chronic, is legal here in Las Vegas. And but it's a take it away kind of thing, where they are making the lounges legal, and they're starting to get the licenses for these guys. You're going to be able to go there, and it's going to be like a nice little casino atmosphere, and do whatever you do, and smoke your little weed, and have your little parties in the lounges, and have dinners and whatever. So for those of you coming to Las Vegas, even more reasons to party and call it Sin City. So I hope you guys enjoyed this weekend update. Have more for you next week, and hope to go live next week on some of this stuff. So see you guys later, and enjoy your week.